Hello, this is Marcus Curry coming to you live from my home office just outside of Memphis, Tennessee, with another episode of Mark My Words. Today, I'd like to talk to you about your number one asset. What is that? Well, that would be a home-based business. And why would it be your number one asset? Because it allows you to write off things that you're currently paying for, that you're already paying for. I know you're probably thinking home-based business. Is that one of those pyramid things, or I just don't have time for that, or it's just it costs too much. I just can't do that. Well, number one, a home-based business is the least expensive business that you can actually have. Number two, it doesn't require a whole lot of time because you can do this spare time, part-time, sometime, anytime. And lastly, it's not a pyramid because if it were a pyramid, which are illegal, the government would not allow you to get the tax benefits that you get from owning a home-based business. So let's just look at 6 different examples of things that you can write off that you're probably already paying for. So if you have a home-based business, and in this example, we're going to assume that you're working 20% of your time is devoted to your home-based business, okay? Which means that you work maybe a day, one evening, a week, you work your business. And you work your business out of your home. So whether you are buying a home or renting a home, you're paying $1,000 a month to live there. The government allows you to write off 20% of that, which is $200 a month. Well, in 12 months, that means you get to write off $2,400 of the $1,000 or the $12,000 that you paid to live where you live. But you also have to pay for utilities, right? You're already paying for utilities. Let's say your utilities was $500 a month. At 20%, you get to write off $100 a month or $1,200 a year. Now, if you, like most people, you have a cell phone, a smartphone, and you're probably paying about $100 a month for that. Well, if you talk on your cell phone for business, and let's say 85% of it is for business, that means you get to write off 85% of that $100 a month, which is $85 a month or $1,020 a year. You drive a car, truck, van, scooter, motor, whatever. You put about 10,000 miles on your vehicle, and you use that for business, right? Because wherever you go, you talk to somebody about your business. You get their contact information, you give them a card or whatever, and now they became a business trip, and the government allows you to write off 57.5 cents a mile. We're just going to round it to 57 cents. That means you get to write off $5,700 of that 10,000 miles that you drove. Anybody like to eat out? Most people do. Well, when you eat out, why not eat out with somebody else and talk to them about your business? Because the government allows you to write off 50% of that expense. Let's say you spend $200 a month eating out. The government allows you to write off $100 a month, which is $1,200 a year. Now, our business is on the internet. It's 100% on the internet. So you get to, let's say your internet expense is $50 a month. You get to write off 100% of that, which is $50 or $600 a year. If we add up these 6 items, that's $12,120 for the year that you're going to get the tax deduct. Let's just round it off to $12,000. What does that mean? Well, if you make $50,000 a year, you get the tax deduct $12,000 because you have a home-based business. So instead of paying taxes on $50,000, you only pay taxes on $38,000. Now, this is very significant because we're only looking at 6 different items. As a home-based business owner, there are over 400 tax deductible items that you can write off. And we're only looking at just 6. 6 of them represents $12,000 in tax deductions. So what does that really mean? Well, if you in a 30% tax bracket, that means you get to save $3,600 in taxes because you wrote off the $12,000 off of whatever your gross earnings were. In the example that I mentioned just a minute ago, $50,000, instead of paying taxes on $50,000, now you only pay taxes on $38,000. So you work your business, you're not blazing any trails, but you make a little extra money each month. Let's say you make $200 a month in your business. Again, not a whole lot of money, but that's $2,400 for the year. Well, the total that you earned between your tax savings and what you actually made in your business, you made $6,000. Well, I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, but that's $6,000. What would it take for you to generate $6,000? If you invested money at 1%, which is pretty much any bank in America at 1%, well, you'd have to invest $600,000 to make $6,000. If you were fortunate enough to invest it somewhere you could get 3%, you'd have to invest $200,000 to get the same $6,000. And at 6%, well, you'd have to have $100,000 invested to make $6,000 a year. Now, if you're a working American, most people don't have $100,000 sitting around that they can invest, even if they could get 6% return on it to make them $6,000 a year. So what is the best alternative? What is the best way to get that $6,000? Well, obviously, it's to start a home-based business. And what's the best home-based business out there? Well, you can get started for just $99 one time, which will help you make that $6,000 a year, each and every year. So what is your number one asset? That would be a home-based business. Why? Because it allows you to strategize your way to wealth. Again, like I said, we're only looking at 6 different items here. There are over 400 things that you can write off by owning a home-based business. So if you don't have one, you really need one, and you need to get it today. So if you'd like to get more information on a home-based business, on this one, about the best home-based business to start for only $99 one time, go to this link. Now, if you like this video or you have any questions, you can just comment below this video or send a private message to this link. Again, this is Marcus Curry with another episode of Mark My Words. I hope you liked this information and it was beneficial to you. Until next time, have a wonderful day.